Hello friends, this is Smart Week, and today's episode will talk about the quantum breakthrough that paved the way for the first experimental mole hole. In addition, we will discuss a new puzzle that the GPT chat created with almost no human help. The United Arab Emirates is about to integrate GPT into Apple's education system, from which executives have begun to flee en masse. Compact, lightweight exoskeletons for travelers have successfully raised funds on Kickstarter. We'll also talk about the Terrain 1 rocket, which was 3D printed but never managed to take off. Find out all this and much more right now from us. Thank you so much to everyone who liked and subscribed to the channel. An incredible breakthrough in quantum technology by a team of British physicists makes it possible to create quantum computers of a completely new type without transmitting any particles in space and time. Physicists called their invention counterportation and presented the first plan in the history of science to create an experimental mole hole in the laboratory, on which it will be possible to test the hypothesis about tunnels in the space of time, allowing travel faster than the speed of light. Traditionally, it is believed that to transfer information you need carriers, such as a stream of photons moving through fiber optics or air. The same is true for quantum teleportation, which transfers information about a small object, allowing it to be reconstructed elsewhere in such a way that it is indistinguishable from the original, which is destroyed. In particular, a recent simulation of a quantum cell is actually an experiment in teleportation. The team has developed a new computational scheme that uses the basic laws of physics. It makes it possible to reproduce small objects in space without any particles passing through them. And therein lies the fundamental difference. Counterportation achieves the ultimate goal of teleportation, namely without dense transport. It does so without any definable medium moving through space. If counterportation can be realized in practice, it will be possible to build an entirely new type of quantum computer, in which the communication parties do not exchange any particles. The goal for the near future is to physically build such a mole hole in the laboratory, which can then be used as a prototype to test competing physical theories as well as quantum gravity theories. We don't know about you, but we are just excited about this news. If they succeed, we will enter an era of the quantum world that will allow Star Trek-style teleportation. Authorities in the United Arab Emirates intend to launch online tutors based on chatbot Cheat GPT across the country in cooperation with major tech giants. According to the education minister, this will improve the quality of student learning, provide instant feedback, and make learning more interactive. The UAE was one of the earliest to notice how useful technology could be during COVID-19, when all education had to be moved online. Since then, the country has embraced pioneering technology in all walks of life, including GPT-based artificial intelligence as a lecturer. At the same time, other educators around the world prohibit the use of generative AI in classrooms, and local media in the UAE generally claim that the minister's proposal was generated and voiced by GPT itself. The network has already published real photos of components of the future Apple mixed reality headset. The design elements shown outline the user's eyes and can be used to connect display components to the board. Another photo captures an array of 3 sensors along another ribbon. The first-generation mixed reality headset is expected to be unveiled at Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference in June. Earlier, it was reported that there was a disagreement within the company over the new product. Engineers claim that it is not yet fully ready, but Apple CEO Tim Cook believes that it should be launched as early as this year. Apple has experienced unprecedented turnover in executive positions between 2022 and now. About a dozen senior executives left the company, most of whom had been with Apple for more than 15 years. The vast majority of those who left Apple were vice presidents. They were just below the senior vice president level and reported to the head of the company, Tim Cook. They were some of the most important figures in the company and were responsible for many major aspects of Apple's business. The publication notes that the company has left 11 people who are supervisors of such areas as industrial design, online store, information systems, cloud technology, and procurement. Turnover in these areas has been much higher at Apple recently than it has been in the past. In previous years, the company could lose 1 or 2 vice presidents within 12 months. Many insiders speculate that some executives at the director and senior director level may also retire in the near future. The turnover situation at Apple may be due in part to the increasing level of responsibilities assigned to executives, the growing bureaucracy at the company, as well as specific internal policies and disagreements among departments caused by the reallocation of development funds. The GPT neural network, which has been used more than once to create elements of code or entire quests for video games. This time, the bot was able to create a new math puzzle based on just a couple of queries. Programmer Daniel Tate asked to teach GPT to prompt him with a Sudoku-like game, but the neural network selection didn't satisfy him. So he asked the artificial intelligence to show him puzzles that didn't exist. After only a couple of attempts, the neural network generated a Sudoku-like dialectical puzzle itself, where you have to cross out numbers from the lines so that the sum of the remaining ones is a certain number. You ask the chatbot to change the name of the game and then write its code for HTML and JavaScript. As a result, in a couple of minutes, a neural network created a new puzzle, which the programmers slightly refined and posted on the network under the name Sumplete. By the way, anyone can play it at sumplete.com. Engineers at Chalmers University of Technology in Sweden reported the development of an induction charging system for electric cars. The uniqueness of the technology lies in the high power output, which allows replenishing the car's energy in a matter of minutes. The development of Swedish scientists allows transmitting power up to 500 kilowatts without cables. This is significantly more than the stations with a maximum capacity of 360 kilowatts that are in operation. It is claimed that an electric car can be charged at such a station in literally 10 minutes. To achieve such indicators, the researchers used semiconductors based on silicon carbide. The system itself operates at a frequency of 80 kHz. In addition, they used wires made of individually insulated copper filaments, which allows them to compensate for the heat generated during recharging. The scientists claim that the energy loss in their system is only 1 or 2%, whereas in conventional induction charging stations, it can be as high as 50%. At the moment, the researchers do not plan to commercialize their technology for ordinary users, because they do not consider it appropriate. Instead, they are focusing on industry, where high power and efficiency can have a significant impact. An interesting item called Hypershell Omega, a hiking exoskeleton, appeared on the Kickstarter crowdfunding platform. The device weighs only 4.4 pounds and can compensate up to 66 pounds of load. The Hypershell Omega has 1 active and 8 passive joints for smooth and unrestricted movement. It is based on a multi-sensor architecture to track torque, position and force, monitor leg movement and simulate gait in milliseconds using 2 built-in processors. The device adjusts motor power in 9 different modes, including walking, running, hill climbing, and cycling. Meanwhile, the artificial intelligence engine predicts each next step and seamlessly coordinates auxiliary outputs, learning and adapting to the user. For a more intuitive experience, the user feels less weight from any weight carried, so it becomes easier to walk, run, or climb. Energy can be saved, and the journey can be extended. The Hypershell maintains a running speed of up to 12.4 miles per hour, providing a range of up to 15.5 miles on a single charge. The standard model will cost the customer $399, while the lightweight carbon model will cost $790. Deliveries are expected this September. SpaceX Crew Dragon with the crew of the Crew 5 mission landed in the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of Florida. Due to bad weather in the landing area, Dragon's descent was twice delayed. The Crew 5 crew included Roscosmos cosmonaut Anna Kikina, NASA astronauts NASA Williams, Nicole Mann and Josh Casada, and Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut Hayato Imairi. They all spent more than 5 months in orbit after arriving at the International Space Station on October 7th. A few days before the Crew 5 crew departed, the Crew 6 mission arrived on the orbital station. They will be on duty on the ISS for the next 6 months. Russian cosmonauts Sergei Prokopyev and Dmitry Petin, as well as NASA astronaut Frank Rubio, will work with them on the station. Relativity Space's rocket failed to get off the ground after 2 launch attempts. It is the first space rocket with most of its components made by a 3D printer. The company announced the cancellation of the first launch after the spacecraft's 9 Eon first-stage engines shut down almost immediately after launch, blaming it on a violation of fixing criteria. The company said it would try again to launch the rocket, but it also announced the second time it canceled before it could even get its engines running. As of this writing, the company has not given a reason for the cancellation. However, it said that the rocket was okay and would be able to share more information soon. And at the end, thanks for watching, and don't forget about the like and subscribe.